And welcome back to another aquarium video. In this video I'm going to show you how to set up and install an Oase BioMaster Thermal 250. This is the smaller of the range of 4 different models. It'll do tanks up to 250 litres. The tank we're going to install it on today is this lovely little tank here, which is around about 60 to 80 litres. Let's get started and pull all the stuff out of the box. These are very easy to open filters, well, box as well. They come with a huge handle on them. That is a sturdy handle. You'll have 2 plugs with these guys. So one plug does the heater, one plug does the power head of the canister filter. Very, very simple. So you have your canister and then you have a box. Oh, if we can get it out. Fighting with the box of all the bits and pieces. We get your 2 tubes. So obviously your piping for each side. We get some spray bar bits and pieces. We get all our intakes, our outtakes, other random bits and pieces, suction cups. This little blue knob here is to replace this bit. So if you don't want the heater in your canister filter, some people don't, or you don't want a heater, you can take the heater out and you can replace it with that. Or you can just unplug your heater if you don't want to use a heater. It comes with another bit, or it comes with a little tiny, what's that going to be called? That's a sleeve. I believe that is the sleeve. That is the sleeve for the heater. So if you don't want the heater in there, that will attach to the heater. There are 2 little suction caps in there and you can have it manually in your tank. Manually? Yeah, of course you can. There are lots of instructions. There we go. Huge amount of instructions. Those are for the heaters that go from 25 up to 400 watts. So there are the 4 different sizes, 250, 350, 600 and 850. So that just is the recommended litres of the tank it'll do up to. So the biggest one will do up to 850 litres. Obviously, if you've got a huge tank with big fish, you want some sort of internal filtration as well, but this is going to support all the biological needs of your tank. Let's get started and rig it up. So these canisters have a few different features that a lot of other canisters don't have. The main thing, when you try and open it, you're not going to be able to unclip it with the handle down. So the important thing is to have the handle up like that. You can use your 4 clips to unclip. Once you've done that, the whole top is going to come off. And there is your heater. This gray cylinder here is your starter. So pretty much just siphons the water into the tank. We'll show you that in a second, as well as a pre-filter. So inside the actual canister itself, you've got 4 trays. Very, very easy to take out. These trays are different grades of filter foam, and you've got your biomedia right down the bottom. So that is a porous plastic biomedia, which is designed to grow tons of bacteria with the surface area. Very, very easy to use. The water will siphon through the sponges first before it goes to the biomedia, and they just simply lock in place like that. So that is the internals. We're going to show you how the starter works. So this bit here is the starter or the self primer. Simply means once you've hooked up all your in and your outtake, you can push this and it will start to siphon the water down in. You've got this lock unlock mechanism here, as well as one over here. So the lock unlock mechanism, obviously if you push that, oh, can we get it? Yes, we can get it with one hand. That will just free up these. That'll be locked in place, so your water's not going to siphon into your canister filter, so you can, as I drop it, so you can remove your canister to clean all your media, and then you can connect the taps back in. So another important feature with this, as we lock that, if you go to clean your pre-filter, you can't unlock it with this on the on. The reason for that is if you undid this while you had these connected, all the water's just going to flush straight out of this, and that is going to destroy everything. So you want to make sure that that is unlocked. Then you can unlock this, and then this whole bit will come out. So that is your pre-filter in here. So all you have to do is that little clip there and that little clip there, squeeze those and you'll get your sponges out. We're going to do that with our one hand and we'll be back in a sec. Just like magic, there are our pre-filters. So it comes with 4 pre-filters. These are going to clog up first before any of that media. So it just makes it a little bit easier for maintenance. You can see how clogged these are and you can gauge how often you need to clean the main canister. So it's sort of like a pre-filter that you would have on the intake of the canister filter, but it's hidden away in the canister so you don't have anything ugly in your tank. And these are the bits and pieces you get in the box. Obviously we've been through that bit, and that bit is for your heater. You have 2 little bits that hook on the side of your tank. Your tubing is going to connect to this blue bit here, and that is going to go into the tank. So the first one you're going to set up is one for your intake. That is a little grill that stops fish and little bits and pieces from clogging and getting caught in your filter. This bit simply connects to that bit there, and then this tubing goes into there and then wedges into there. The outtake is exactly the same idea. The tubing goes from the canister into this little bit here, and then that bit there will just push into there. So you get two spray bars. That is one. There is a joiner with a piece of tubing and another spray bar there. And you also get a little knobby bit that stops the water from jetting out of that. If you don't want to use a spray bar, there is another little jet nozzle bit there, and you can just have that connected to that and just have the flow coming out. That is pretty much the basics. So with the suction cups, it comes in two pieces. That is them connected up. You have a little clip like that, and you have your suction cup, and they just simply push together. These little bits here are the legs for your canister filter. So there are 4 little holes underneath. You can put them in there. That'll just stop any vibrations or any noise. These are super, super quiet canister filters, but that's just a little added extra little bit. And it's not going to damage whatever you've got the canister on with these cute little rubber legs. That's the basics. We are going to hook it all up and then turn it on. Once you've connected your hoses to the canister filter, in means going into the canister filter and out means coming out of the canister filter. A lot of people get confused. So into the filter, out of the filter. There are also 2 flow adjusting knobs on the in and the out. That's this little blue bit here. So if you turn that with a screwdriver, that is going to reduce the flow going into your filter or out of your filter. Once you've got it all hooked up, you want to make sure that everything is fully tight. So push your tubing all the way on, screw the little blue bits so they're nice and tight, there's no leaks. You want a minimum amount of tubing going from the canister filter to the tank. So this is our into the actual canister filter. We just have a small amount of tubing going straight down into the filter. So you're not going to use as much tubing as what they come with, so make sure you cut the tubing down. Same with our out, so it's coming out of the canister filter, just straight up into the tank. So once you've done that, you don't want to turn it on at this stage. You just want, this is your self-priming button. You want to push this a couple of times. That's going to siphon water into the filter. That's going to fill the filter up. Once it's filled up, we're going to turn it on. So let's do that. Now our canister filter is full. All you're going to do now is turn it on. It's going to start sucking the water through and then jetting the water back out. So you can gently rock the canister a couple of times to get any micro bubbles that are in the media out of the actual filter. Once it's going, you want to turn it off, let it settle for a minute or so, turn it back on and make sure it starts. If it doesn't start, it just means there's a few extra bubbles in there. So you might have to turn it off, drain it with water, replace the water again and start again. And we have water. That started first time. You're going to get a few micro bubbles, as I said, just coming out of that. Make sure all the bubbles are out before you give it a few gentle shakes just to get any excess bubbles. So after about 5 minutes or so, all that should be out. And now you can just give it a few gentle shakes. A few bubbles will come out. And away you go. If you have any questions about setting up one of these, just comment in the comments down below. We will see you in the next video. Thank you very, very much for watching.